mean to tell me, after I folded it multiple times, after I crumpled it up, after I tossed it on the ground, after I rubbed Andrew Jackson's face into the stage, this $20 never lost its value at all. Interesting. See, ladies and gentlemen, this $20 has an inherent value. $20. No matter what I do, I cannot take it away from you. We as human beings are the exact same. We have inherent value. But the cool thing is, we give ourselves our value. We decide how valuable we are, and nobody can take it from you. It's yours! It's your value. Stop letting people devalue you. Give it up for Sasha. Hey, George. You set the value on your own life. And when you truly accept yourself for all your faults, all your strengths, all your weaknesses, then the opinions of the haters and the naysayers and the critics will no longer matter, because you will become unstoppable. And when those haters, those naysayers, those negative opinions try to bring you down, I want you to remember a quote by the great T.D. Jakes. And T.D. Jakes says, stop wasting your weapons on what people say, because it is not what they say about you that matters. It is what you say about you that matters. You will never be defeated by what people say about you. You will be defeated by what you say about you. I want you to high five someone on your right and left and say, you are priceless.
Come on, right behind, right behind.
You are priceless. And the moment you realize that, will be the moment you accept yourself for who you are past this test of life. Don't ever forget that. This brings us to the next test that life hits us with. It's called stress. Raise your hand in here if you've ever been stressed. I know high schoolers had their finals last week. I'm sure you all got straight A's. I hope. Your stress is crazy, and your stress can consume you. You know, stress has been known to make hair fall out. I've heard stories of stress making people's teeth fall out. Stress puts people in the hospital. It's crazy. Yeah, I remember I was working in the medical device industry. I was doing very well. I just got a new position with a new company. It was a big promotion, huge salary increase, unlimited commission, bonuses, company car. It was a Ford Escape. But it was a cool Ford Escape. It was the eco version. But anyways, you know, benefits. It was awesome. During the onboarding process, I had to take a series of product knowledge tests. Well, I ended up not passing one by 1%. You needed a 90 to pass, and I got an 89. But they let me continue with the onboarding process, so I thought I was cool. The following Friday, I get a call from my district manager in the HR department informing me that they're going to let me go because of the 89. They weren't going to let me take the test again. I had already left my previous position, the spot had already been filled, so I couldn't go back. I had just been married about 2 months before. My wife at the time and I had this great plan to build a very successful life together. Now suddenly I find myself unemployed with no way of knowing how I'm going to pay my bills and make ends meet. And I was a little stressed. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't stop feeling sorry for myself, trying to figure out, why is this happening? I wasn't hurting anybody. I wasn't out there robbing and stealing to get mine. I was trying to do all the right things that I was told I should be doing in order to become successful. But life doesn't care about that. Life likes to hit you on the blind side when you don't expect it. I remember the day that I actually kind of figured out how to manage it. I think it was a Wednesday, actually. It was the middle of the afternoon. I'm sitting on my sofa, feeling feeling sorry for myself. I was watching a Rocky marathon on AMC, and I like Rocky. And all my buddies were at work. I had nothing else to do. I was unemployed. Something within me said, "Dude, you gotta move. You gotta get up. You gotta do something. Just go." So I decided to go. My buddy owned a gym, so I decided to go to my buddy's gym and just work out. And so I walk in, and I started hitting the punching bag. You know, maybe I was channeling Man of Rocky. But something funny happened. One punch, you know, turned to two punch, turned to three, started turning some combos, turned into some push-ups, sit-ups, squats. Next thing you know, I'm throwing weights around. Next thing you know, I'm not thinking about everything that was stressing me out, everything that was weighing me down. All I was thinking about was the next rep, the next set. And when I finished my workout, I felt good about myself. I felt much better about myself. It's like I hit a reset button on my mind. I was no longer thinking about, you know, everything that was necessarily stressing me out. I was more thinking about, okay, I'm gonna go home and find solutions to this now. And I realized that I had just put all my stress aside for a minute. And it was one of the healthiest things I could have ever done. Now I got a question for you. How much does this water bottle weigh? Shout out some answers.
16 ounces.
2 pounds.
16 ounces.
Doesn't matter how much this water bottle weighs. I can hold this water bottle out in front of me for a few minutes. My arm is fine. I can hold this water bottle out in front of me for a few hours. My arm really starts to hurt. If I hold this water bottle out in front of me all day, my arm will become numb, become paralyzed. I won't be able to use it. Stress is just like this water bottle. You hold on to it for a few minutes, you're fine. If you hold on to it for a few hours, it's just to weigh you down. If you hold on to your stress all day, it can paralyze you. What you got to understand is stress, just like this water bottle, you can just put down. You got to understand it's okay to put your stress down for a bit. It's okay to take a step away from it. It's okay to take a breath. Your body needs it. Your brain needs it. You know, oftentimes when you step away from your stress and get clear-headed, the answer you're looking for that will solve the stress, you realize is right in front of your face the whole time. But you couldn't see it because you were blinded by the stress. It's okay to put your stress down for a little bit. It's an incredibly important lesson to learn, especially with the school and the finals and the future. Take a step away for a second. Take a breath. Because if you don't, that stress can quickly turn into the next life lesson we're going to talk about. And that's depression. Raise your hands, please, if you've ever been depressed. Depression is a very empty, lonely feeling. I'll never forget the night that I learned exactly how heavy depression can be. As a matter of fact, the date was April 14th, 2016. I'll never forget this day. Because on this day, I found myself staring at my bedroom mirror contemplating suicide. This was a day I didn't recognize the guy looking back at me in the mirror. It was like a mirage of my former self. Where I felt empty. I felt helpless. I felt desperate and alone. I was seriously considering taking that plunge from my 10th-story balcony. See, I'm a small business owner. At the time my business was failing, I was on the verge of bankruptcy. I couldn't pay my bills. That was causing a huge emotional and financial strain on my already failing marriage. My wife resented me because I wasn't bringing home the bacon. I wasn't living up to her expectations, what a real man was. The weight of failing in my business, in my marriage, in my life, it had taken its toll on me. The weight of this trifecta of failing had pushed me to a point that a place where I didn't want to be. I found myself staring in that mirror asking, how is this happening? Why is this happening? I'm a cancer survivor. I'm a 2-time NCAA national champion. This ain't supposed to be happening to me. See, life doesn't care about that. Life doesn't care about what you've done in your past. Life doesn't care about how great you think you are. It's always going to test you. It's going to test your heart sometimes, see exactly what you're made out of. As I stood there asking myself all the wrong questions, I started to think about a friend of mine who did commit suicide when we were in high school. Now, this was a good dude. This was a real good dude who got mixed up in some things he should have been mixed up in. He got involved in some gang activity, and I guess he got into some trouble that he felt there was no way out of. Late one night, he hung himself in his room. I remember thinking about his mom. Walking to his room the next morning, see if he was awake, see if he was going to school. Opening that door. Seeing what her big boy had done to himself. I remember thinking about the pain that she must have felt in that moment. He never even gave himself a chance to get through what he was going through. He never even gave himself a chance to find the greatness and the gifts that were in him that he was supposed to share with this world. I do a lot of work with the youth. And I asked myself, is that how I want my students to remember me? I asked myself, is this the legacy I want to leave for my students? No. I couldn't do that to them. My students saved my life that night. And that's something I'll forever be grateful for. But I had to snap out of it. I was in a very dark place. I had to snap out of it. So what did I do? I remember I saw a YouTube video one time about a guy talking about what happens to a baby giraffe when a baby giraffe is born. When a baby giraffe is born, the mother gives birth standing up. Now everyone knows how big giraffes are, right? So the first experience that a baby giraffe has in this world is a huge drop right to the ground. So the baby giraffe's on the ground, mama comes up, hey baby, that's how giraffes talk, by the way. Hey baby, come on, get up, little guy. Baby giraffe say, okay mom. Baby giraffe gets up, little wobbly legs, I did it mom. Mama giraffe, oh, that's my baby. Bam! Kicks the legs out from under it. Baby giraffe's down on the ground. Here comes the mama giraffe. Hey baby, come on, you can get up. You can do it, you gotta get up. Baby giraffe's like, you sure? I don't know. He said, come on, you can get up. So baby giraffe said, okay mom. Gets back up, wobbly little legs. Oh, there's a bruise on this leg now. Mama giraffe's like, that's my baby. I'm so proud of you. Bam! Kicks the legs out from under it again. Now this process continues again and again and again until the baby giraffe is too tired to even stand. Then with one swift kick, pop! Baby giraffe gets up and starts running. Now I know some of you may be thinking this mama giraffe is out of her mind, because we're human, we police jail time. But what is really going on here is the mother giraffe is teaching the baby giraffe how to survive predators in the wild. The baby giraffe's first lesson within moments of being born is you gotta get back on your feet. You see, sometimes in life, you gotta fight back. You gotta decide to be sick and tired of being depressed. You gotta decide to be sick and tired of life just beating you down. You gotta decide that you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. So what did I do? I started telling myself that I was a winner. I told myself that the hard times I was going through right now were not going to stay. They were going to pass, and I was going to be stronger because of it. Was I scared? Yeah. Absolutely terrified. But I couldn't let my fear stop me. If I hadn't faced my fears that night, I would have never realized that most of the things I was fearful of were just in my mind to begin with. They weren't real. Zig Ziglar believes that fear stands for false evidence appearing real. Reasons we make up in our own minds as to why we should be fearful for something. You know, I believe that a lot of people in this world, in this life, aren't doing what they're really meant to be doing because of fear. Fear of failing. Fear of succeeding. Fear of the unknown. Fear of people not understanding or approving or accepting what it is they want to do, their vision. I couldn't let that happen to me. I want to let you know right now that you can face and overcome your fears. You can face and overcome your fears of acceptance. You can face and overcome your fears of bullying. You can face and overcome your fears of stress, of depression, of anything you put your mind to. And I also want you to know it is imperative that you do. Because if you don't face and overcome your fears, those same fears will become your limitations. And that just can't happen. Don't let that happen to you. My time is almost up here. And then we're going to do a little Q&A if anyone has any questions. But I do want to leave you with this. I don't know what your goals and dreams are. I don't know what you care about most in this entire world. I don't know what may be holding you back from pursuing that dream. But in pursuing your dream, I offer you this. If you want something bad enough to sacrifice for it, to fight day and night for it, to forfeit the person you are today for the person you need to become tomorrow for it. If you won't be stopped by the bullies, the haters, the naysayers, nor shy away from walking in solitude with just you and your dream, and remember that you were born a winner and find the strength within you to stay your course when all the others are doubting you, then not only will you pass all of life's tests, but you will also manifest your true greatness and be living the life that you were destined to live. You follow your dreams, ladies and gentlemen. You go after them with everything that you have. Because your life depends on it. Thank you. Typically what I do is I always save a little time just to do a little Q&A if anyone has any questions or anything. I'm also a youth life coach and coach. I hang out with kids all the time, so I see a lot. But if anyone has any questions or comments, now's the time. If you do share, I appreciate it. For those who are not sharing, show a little respect to the people who do have the courage to speak their mind, okay? Are there any questions? Are there any comments? Oh, that's a tough crowd. I'm not that good. You guys good? Oh, question. Yes, sir.
I want to thank you for coming, James.
It was an honor to be here, Tom.
And I also want to ask you to speak to the fact that no matter how tough life can get, obviously you got to fight back. But are there other people in your life that supported you in that fight that could be a metaphor for these kids so they can know that there's adults out there that will support them through whatever it is?
Yeah. My dad, when I was going through my divorce, for instance, my dad said something to me I'll never forget. Now, I didn't have a good relationship with my dad until probably about college. We just never saw eye to eye. But when I was going through my divorce, he realized that I was incredibly down. And he just said to me, he said, listen, remember who you are. Remember that we love you and we're always going to be here for you. Now, my dad had never really said something like that to me before. Okay? And I know with the age you're at now, especially, maybe acceptance or trying to figure out where you fit in on that social stratosphere that you guys think is so important. It's just the way it's always been. There's always somebody out there. Your teachers do care. That's why they're teachers. They're not doing it for the money, I'm telling you. They care about you. You have people like Todd, you have people like me. I'm here in Lake Forest, and this is all I do. Maybe you have a friend, somebody you haven't talked to in a while. There's always somebody out there if you can take off your blinders. Sometimes maybe it's not an adult. Sometimes maybe it's your best friend that you can actually open up to. I mean, who knows more about what you're doing on a daily basis than your best friend? You know, there's always somebody if you're willing to put yourself out there and ask. You know, I heard somewhere that you should ask for help, not because you're weak, but because you want to stay strong. And it makes a lot of sense, because there's a stigma that people ask for help are weak. No. I ask for help all the time, and it's not because I'm weak, but it's because I want to stay strong. So don't be scared to ask for help. That's what we're here for, especially at Croya, within your school systems, at my facility, at the pit. There's always somebody. If you feel you can't go to your parents, go to a guidance counselor. That's their job. Is there anything else, Todd?
I'm just thinking of a couple things that we talked about when you first came to the focus group with the kids to talk about kinds of things we wanted to hear you say. And I really appreciate all the different areas. Obviously, one of the things that we know about Lake Forest and Lake Bluff is it's a highly competitive area. And a lot of times, in order to win, someone has to lose.
Yeah.
But in life, we can all win at some things about being respectful and treating other people like they want to be and they should be treated. And I would love to hear you talk a little bit about the difference between winning in sports and winning in life, and the fact that we can help each other win.
Very, very, very great topic. I love this one, actually. Winning in sports, you get one chance, basically. You get one game, right? One game. One basketball game, one lacrosse game. Right? All that matters. You got 60 minutes. There's a winner and there's a loser. In life, it's different. I'm actually going to stand up for this one because this one gets me fired up. In life, it's different. In life, you're expected to lose. In life, the greatest successes that have ever walked this earth have more losses under their belt than anybody else. It's called failing your way to success. I have failed for 13 years. Multiple different jobs, my dream kept failing. You only lose in the game of life when you stop trying. Who knows Elon Musk? Anyone knows the name Elon Musk? Who knows?